Hello there, my fellows and fellowesses of Minecraftian goodness, and welcome to my first introduction to Redstone. You'll notice there are some slightly weird looking contraptions on this island I've built, but we will get to those later. So Redstone is essentially how you make circuits and stuff in Minecraft. I'm sure you're all familiar with it and all incredibly frustrated by it. So I'm going to go through from Redstone from the very basics. First of all, your redstone powder is your circuitry. When powered, you can run for 15 blocks without any what's the word I'm looking for? Without a repeater in it. So it goes that far. However, I could plonk a repeater in here, and ta-da, those are powered too. Repeaters also have a slightly interesting function that if I whack this switch on, power goes through to there. However, they will only allow power to go through one way. So power on through that way doesn't get through. The other thing it can do is if you right click on it, it can delay the time. So 1, 2, it ticks over before it will let it through. Now, those are very important things. Other things, redstone torches. A redstone torch provides a constant source of power. However, when powered itself, you can turn it off. So if I pass power into this block, it conducts through the block into the torch turns off. Turn that off again, torch is back on. And this is, however, it does not work if you pass it straight onto the torch. The torch just powers the circuit back to the switch does nothing. It is useless. So those are the very basic rules of redstone stuff. Now, things that redstone can do. 1, I have some tracks here. If I power the tracks, they switch over. So, ride this one, turn off, ride this one. It's quite handy if you're making some kind of roller coaster or similar. This, obviously, powers a door. You can also use pressure plates or buttons. I just prefer levers because they make more sense. Now here's where it starts to get a little more interesting. These are the logic gates. Logic gates basically are, essentially they're basic computer science, but they've been recreated in Minecraft. So this is called an AND gate. What it essentially means is that you cannot activate the thing unless you have activated all the switches. So if I put this one on, nothing happens. I have to have put on both switches before the door will open. Now the reason this happens is because the power flows into this torch, because there's power flowing in this block, this torch is off, which means that there's no power going to the door, which means that it's closed. But if I turn off only one switch, that torch is still on, it's still providing power, this still does have no power, nothing happens. So AND gates, quite useful in making those stupidly huge, massive computers you see people make, which are just crazy. Don't ask me to make those, I have no idea how they work. So this is an RS OR latch, I think that's how you say it. What it essentially does is, it is a kind of toggle. So I have a little button here, push this button, oh, wrong button, never mind, push this button, sorry, the current switches over, which means that if you want to create, say, if I add a little bit here, I'll grab myself a door, doors, where have you gone? Oh, there it is. So I click this button, door opens, I click this button, door closes. So this works by when you click the button, this block is powered for a split second, turns this torch off, turns this circuit off, turns this torch on, turns that on. And obviously clicking the other switch reverses that. That's right, it's quite clever. And they're very useful, obviously, if you put because this is the smallest you can make this kind of gate, but if you wanted to put them on other sides of a door, you could have a switch that would let you in, a switch that would let you out, or whatever floated to your boat. This right here is a basic inverter. What it essentially means is that while this is off, this is on. So as soon as I pass power into this block, that turns off, piston retracts, piston extends. Quite handy. Now, to use redstone torches properly, you can actually make power go up. So this is quite a compact way of doing it in comparison to many more. So if I flip this switch, that turns off, on, piston retracts, piston extends, piston retracts. Ta-da! It's magical. But, so these are sort of the basics of redstone, which hopefully that has helped explain. Now, this is a slightly more interesting application, because if I combine a few of the things we've looked at so far, I can make stuff like this. Secret doors, which you may recognize that kind of door if you watched our old video. So this is the setup for it. 4 sticky pistons, your door material, and then these 2 blocks. So when this is powered, when this is on, it powers this block above it and the piston next to it, meaning that they extend. Same on this side. The way the circuitry works is that if I just fly down here, we have 2 bits of redstone circuitry which are below those pressure plates. So when you step on the pressure plates, you activate it, which passes power down to here. The power then flows into these blocks, which have torches on them. These torches then turn off, which will turn this torch on, which will invert the power. So say I go over here, that torch turns off, this bit turns on, which means this torch turns off, which means that both of these pistons lose power and they retract. It's pretty simple. You could quite easily set this up so that you would have the same pressure plate system on the other side. All you need to do is replicate the circuit I have there. And that is the basics of redstone, more or less. If there's something you haven't understood, or something you think I could have explained better, or you want to see me attempt to build something, or want to know how I made something in one of our old videos, please post in the comment below. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much.